every single day you are communicating with your customers, right? You're providing that customer service, right, through email. You're responding to their questions. Perhaps you're following up on whatever service you're providing. A lot of times the way that I do this particular strategy is when I'm just trying to recommend something that they can do, that they can get to help them with whatever that is. And why I say recommend and not promote is because I'm not spamming my customer. I'm not coming out of nowhere and saying, hey, buy this. Because when you think about it, it's how you communicate, is knowing the right time to implement the strategy that I'm about to share with you, where you're able to monetize, right, what you are already doing without trying to monetize or promote something in a way. So let me give you a great example. You know, day to day, I get emails from customers about, hey, Alan, look, you know, I'm trying to, you know, do this or that on my website, just to give you an example. You know, how do you do that? Can you give me an advice on the best way to whatever that is? Even questions, you know, being an IT guy too, which is one of the solutions that I offer. You know, I'm having problems with my computer. You know, I think I have a virus. You know, how do I go about removing it? And you deal with that a lot, right? Some customers might just come to you directly and say, how much will you charge for doing whatever that is? And then other customers are just going to ask you to provide an advice. What do you recommend that they should do? So now is when I take that opportunity and basically I try to break it down in steps. So the first thing that I do is trying to acknowledge, try to understand what their problem is, what their issues are at that moment. And then I know that I can provide a service, but I also know that I can recommend a product or a service that they can sign up for. And if they do so, I'll make a commission, right? But then think about this. If the first thing that you do is say, hey, buy this, you're not really giving them a recommendation. You're not giving them an advice. You're not answering their question. So you got to know when is the right time to drop buy this now type of thing, right? So for example, first thing I would do is just have that courtesy that they are a customer, right? And so I'll respond with, okay, you're probably dealing with this and that because, you know, normally if you do this or if you do that, that typically would fix that problem. So, you know, what I recommend you do is follow these steps. It's something that you might be able to do on your own. But hey, look, if you want me to do the work for you, now is when I'm trying to sell that service. All right, so if you want me to do it for you, right, if you have a hard time doing it yourself, this is how much I would charge. But another thing that you can do, here's when it comes in, you can, you know, sign up for this product, for this service, and as a virus removal example, or with the website design example, I'll say, hey, you know, how about you sign up for this product, and it's the best of the best when it comes to removing viruses, when it comes to tuning up your computer, that sort of thing. So go ahead and buy it. And if you do, what I'm willing to do is that I'll go ahead and help you know how to use it. And if you do, I'll make a small percentage for you buying it. So I'm very upfront. But then when you look at the three options, the first one is the type that they do on their own. Most people don't really know how to do stuff. And then the second option is when they're paying you for a service, which is going to be a lot more expensive, right? Because you're doing the work for them, versus when you recommend to say, okay, look, how about you just buy this product or sign up for this service? And if you do, it's going to help you do this. It's going to help you do that. And now if you sign up through me by using the link that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to make a small percentage for your purchase. And for that, as a way to say thank you, I'll kind of help you know how to get started with it. I'll help you know how to run it, right, etc. So if it's the virus removal program, I'll help them install it really quick. I'll help them run it really quick. And they kind of do the rest on their own. It's very quick. It's very simple. But then you're making a commission for them signing up. So when they compare the three options, free do-it-yourself, not everybody. Me do the work for you is a high fee, right? Because you're doing the work. Or they pay very less. They're saving some money here. They're learning at the same time, and you're making a commission, right? Now, can you imagine if you're doing that several times a day, a week, you're generating some pretty good commissions every single month. And so that's typically how I go about, monetizing my communications as it is. I try to break it in that 3-step strategy where I give them the how-to for free, right? Some simple steps. I'll give them the I'll do it for you for this much. And then ultimately I'll say, how about you buy this, you sign up for this, and you can do it on your own, and you'll have the service, you'll have the product for the future, and you make a commission while doing that. So, and I try to lean more towards that option or towards my service. Of course, those are the two that you're making money from. So that's one step out of the strategy. Another one would be if you're not recommending for them to buy something, or if they don't buy something, like say, and they rather go with your service, kind of like, I'll let a professional do it for me. Most of my customers tell me that all the time. I just rather you do it, Alan. You know what you're doing, right? Just get it done, kind of thing. So there is a method, if you use PayPal, most of you probably use PayPal, where you can create a buy now button, right? So you kind of put the price, you kind of put what you're selling type of thing, and then you create that button, and it provides you a special email URL, right? Watch this. So again, instead of sending your customer to your landing page or sending them to a buy now page online, and they're wasting all that time on clicking, going to the website, reading everything on the website, you're wasting time. They're ready to buy right now. So what I normally would do is I'll create that quick buy now button. I'll share the link on the email, and I'll say, hey, you ready for me to do the work? Click on the link, buy the service, we're on. So it's just one click, fill in the blanks, and we're done, basically. So that's kind of like day to day, every single week, and throughout the month, I'm doing this hundreds of times. And of course, not everybody's going to go with the product that you're recommending, and not everybody's going to go with the service. So everybody's going to kind of choose between doing it themselves, thank you so much for the advice, versus do it for me, I don't have time for this, or let me just buy this, I'll have it for the future, I'll learn while I'm doing it. I'm kind of like helping them too, and then you're making a commission, and that kind of builds up in a monthly basis. So, and then the way that I personally do this is all my affiliate accounts, I have it to basically, as soon as it generates $500, I'll have them send me a check or direct deposit the commissions that I'm making. So that's kind of like how I do that. So, don't look at it as if they're buying the product that you're recommending right then and there, you'll make, oh my God, so much money right then and there. No, it builds up over time. So, within the month, whatever commissions you generated, that's when they'll issue you the check. That's when they'll deposit it to your bank account. So look at it as you're kind of planting the seed that's kind of building up over time, right? And then at the end of the month, you'll get a check in the mail, you get a deposit in the bank. You're generating that commission because you monetized your communication. Of course, if you are selling more of the buy now service model through PayPal, for example, because it offers that unique buy now button URL, then of course that money is deposited right away in your PayPal account, and you can use it that day if you choose to. So there you have it, guys. How you go about this in terms of step by step, how you do it. Obviously, I'm not going to teach that on this video. I'm not going to show you that on this video.